So this is a part of my daily video series where I'm going to be talking to you about how to grow my online school community. Now, why particularly I'm talking with daily video content is because I think daily video content is kind of on the up and up right now with trends in AI moving forward and just everything going on in the world. I believe content is like an essential pillar for anyone to get started. And it's just like, okay, why are you doing day to day? For me, I'm inspired by obviously the content that I've been seeing out there, and I've been seeing people post day to day content, behind the scenes updates, and I think it's really top of mind for me right now because if you're trying to build a community or you're trying to build a business, you need to put your face out there in order to grow. For me in particular, I'm actually a part of a community right now, and we're competing for this challenge. And in the challenge, they're basically going to be tracking like major milestones in order for you to win. So every single day, you're going to basically have, your ticket, just like content. You're going to have a raffle based off of the things that you complete. And it's mainly how much outreach are you doing? How much money are you spending on ads? How many minutes are you spending on content? How many comments are you leaving under other people's content in order to attract them back to your main offer or community? And then there's also how many joins are you getting? How many members are you getting? How many sales calls are you taking? Your customers, and then your monthly recurring revenue. Now, for me, I have been teeter-tottering with this idea of daily content, but I've been holding myself back because of fear of judgment and just general lack of how I would do this, like how I would go about it. So what I've been seeing people do with this daily content is they do a Q&A. Then there's a portion of it where they give you some information, or I like to call it some sauce. And then they end off with stats. Now, the two most prolific people that I've been seeing doing this online, this is the kind of the format that they're doing, and I'm mimicking that because it's obviously just a decent place to start. For me in particular, my strength is my ability to ramble and my ability to yap, and there's also two audiences that I'm serving. So obviously, for me, I'm on the Skool platform, and Skool is one of the biggest online communities right now, where business owners or entrepreneurs come together to create a community based off of their interest and to scale and grow online. It's founded by Alex Hormozy and Sam Ovens, and they're both operating this business. And I've been on the platform for about 2.5 years. Now, for me in particular, mimicking this is interesting because one thing that I think that day to day provides that a lot of other things is it's sort of like if you compare live video to like scripted video. One thing about these day to day updates is these are not going to be heavily edited. I've been on YouTube before. I primarily focus on short form content because it's the easiest for me to mass produce. For me, starting something like this is scary in a sense because I know it's all going to be bad, and that's okay. But this is pretty much just going to be ramblings for me. So you guys are going to be seeing behind the scenes of what I'm doing, what I'm building, and kind of where I'm going from here. So as I get better and better at this process, I'm planning to do this for as long as I can keep it up. Now, for me, the easiest part is I can have this screen open, and then obviously I can think of some ideas just based off what I'm thinking. And there's also two audience members that I will also like to serve while I'm doing this. One is school operators and community owners, and the second is my actual community. So I have a community and I teach recreational volleyball coaching for adults. Now, if I were to do this, and I'm thinking pretty much on day zero terms, so I've thought about this before, but I haven't put pen to paper yet. This has all kind of been top of mind, and I've discussed it with other people, but it's not very heavy. Um, Originally, my first idea of YouTube content because I'm primarily on all platforms, but I'm focusing on YouTube and Instagram. YouTube because I think it's probably one of the most trust building platforms out there, and Instagram because I think it's one of the most communicative platforms out there. You have the ability to DM people. People can see photos, their stories. Now they have instants now. So there's a lot going on with those two platforms. I do also believe in TikTok. I know a lot of people aren't particularly fond of TikTok from a monetization aspect, but I like it. But I'm primarily more on YouTube and Instagram. Those are my main platforms. Now, for my specific deliverables, you guys are seeing this day zero, and this is kind of more of a school operator's play. In the effort of maximizing potential and moving forward with my ability to create content, I need to pump up as much as possible with the little time that I have. So I'm actually going to be trying to do this 2 times a day. And I'm doing that mainly because I need as many reps as I can get. And the people that I have been seeing doing this daily content are at a much farther place than I am. So twice a day. So what does that mean? For school operators and community owners, this is Q&A. So for those of you that are watching, obviously I want you to drop your comments, on this video, and I'll address them directly. And what this does is it creates a feedback loop because you guys are going to be seeing my videos. You're going to be asking questions. It's going to be giving me specific things that I can answer, and we can just talk about those conversations from there. And then the next piece of information is going to be sauce. So for sauce in particular, this is going to be my long form yap session. These are going to be pretty much dedicated pieces of content based off of things that I'm working on, things that I've been seeing in the market, educational pieces that I think need to be top of mind for you, all those kinds of things. And I like this format in particular because I don't enjoy editing. It is very time consuming for me, and I'm just going to post these raw. Now, obviously, I do think there is a level of effort that you can put into these videos. And for YouTube, I think the biggest things you should be focusing on are the thumbnail and the title. Now, of the people that I've been seeing do this, there's a lot of different versions of this. And this is just how I'm thinking. One person that I'm seeing right now that's doing this daily content, his thumbnail and titles are, his thumbnails in particular have improved across this series. And I think he's at like the 30-day mark by now. One thing about doing this is I falling off. I stopped watching after so long just because I got so busy. So I haven't enjoyed it as much as I like would have. And then secondarily, the other person that I've been seeing do this has been very sterile based, easygoing, replicable like thumbnails. And on one side, there's like this super creative, really nice, like high value content. And then on the other end, there's these, sterile, very easily replicable pieces of content. And for me, I like the replicable pieces because it gives me more time to focus on the actual video itself, which I also think is important. I would actually even say that's like the third one. Obviously, there's hooking people in. But I think, unfortunately, with content, if your content is not good, the only thing you can fall back on is the effort that you put into it or the effort of what you're doing. And that's kind of like a thing that came into mind a couple of days ago. I was listening to, Alex Hormozy, and he was displaying this concept. And it was basically, you can be Warren Buffett and you could give financial advice. Now you're going to listen to Warren Buffett because he just has so much proof and authority in the space that most people are just going to say, okay, you're right, regardless of the fact that if he is or isn't. Now, someone could be in the same space giving better advice or more applicable advice, but you're not going to listen to them because they're not Warren Buffett. So this is bridging the gap in between two of these things because the day-to-day content is building your authority and it's putting yourself out there. So I definitely think I like this, build in public type vibe from this types of stuff. But this is actually day zero for me. I'm actually going to be starting tomorrow, but I wanted to get this out because I have been afraid to do this. And I want to have these pieces of content out because I know that content is important. And I'm debating on, what's the difference for this? Like, how should I be splitting this up? For me, obviously, I do think 2 videos a day is a lot. And I honestly don't know where this is going to be going. But I personally like it because this is something that I can easily put out. It's really easy to just hit record on a camera and then post. All I really need to do after this is just upload it and then get it done. And I've been seeing this on and on. And I think like 99% of people aren't doing this. Like, and I'm unfortunately in the space, but when you're in the space and you're seeing business owners and school community owners, you kind of echo chamber a little bit. But then I realize in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. And if I were to take it to the worst extreme of what's going on, I'm afraid of ridicule. I'm afraid of judgment from my peers. But I realize that I don't want that to stop me from my goals. So this is day 0. And I hope that you actually do this process yourself. I'm actually going to be posting this here shortly. And I'm planning on doing this along with my community videos. So there's going to be 2 parts to it. There's one going to be for the school operators and community side, and the other side is going to be for specifically my community. That one's going to be a little bit more tailored to, recreational volleyball coaching. And I do think I'm going to follow the same overall format of that Q&A, information sauce, and stats. The stats in particular are what has been tripping me up, because when I've been seeing this, the stats have been for business owners. So it's like, what stats will be relevant to the people who are trying to get better at volleyball? For me, my community has been focused on daily workouts. And when I first started playing volleyball, I did 2 years of pretty much training because I didn't have the foundations of, a good body in order to keep up with the people that I was playing with at the time. So for 2 years, I was really strict on, you know, exercising and working out. And I eventually tried to do a 100-day exercising challenge. And I had moved from this challenge, and I eventually got up to day 72, and then I just stopped. Um, so maybe starting that back up again, just talking about what I'm working out daily would be really good. I think it's very important to have a foundationally good body, but I don't want that to stop people from playing the game. But I can definitely tell that after 6 years of playing the game and those 2 years of just foundational, like, strength and bodybuilding that I was doing, um, I think it enhances your ability to play the game. Um, so in terms of this community, you guys are probably going to be seeing more updates from me coming out, and I'm going to be trying working out on this series. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to start. Here's today 0.